This is Valley News Live at 10.
The super cold weather continues as we wrap up this Super Bowl Sunday. Tonight, we are suffering through another brutally cold night. So we want to check in right away with Summer Schnellbach to see what we can expect as we wrap up the weekend and move into another work week. Hi, Summer.
Hey Lisa, unfortunately it's going to stay cold for quite some time, and the lack of cloud cover is partly to blame for tonight's frigid temperatures. Looking live at our Corwin Auto Skycam, zoomed in towards downtown Fargo, skies are crystal clear. We started off the day very cold. These are our air temperatures from this morning. We fell to 21 degrees below zero in Fargo, 26 below in Thief River Falls and in Devil's Lake, 23 below in Grand Forks, a bitter cold 31 below in Langdon and Rolla, as well as over in Waskish. But look at these wind chills. Long Point felt like 54 degrees below zero. 51 below was the wind chill in Baudette, Roseau, and Munich. 48 below in Warroad, 41 below at the Grand Forks Airport, and 35 below in Fargo. It is still bitterly cold again tonight. Currently 12 below in Fargo, 17 below in Grand Forks. Looks like our data is missing from Fergus Falls. It's 20 below in Bemidji and 21 below in Devil's Lake. And we're going to stay cold for several more days. The wind chill warning and advisory continues until Tuesday afternoon at 12 p.m. I'll let you know when the warmest day of the week will be, coming up in just a few minutes.
Warmest day, not warm up. Okay,
right, yeah.
See, I'm reading between the lines. Thank you, Summer. We have new information tonight on a fire that sent 2 people to the hospital. Authorities are now saying that an unattended heat gun is to blame for the fire. They say it was being used last night to thaw frozen pipes in the mobile home on Monte Carlo Drive North in Fargo. 2 people were treated for smoke inhalation. We're told they're doing okay tonight. 2 dogs were also rescued from that fire. Fire crews say a heat gun is a good option for frozen pipes, but say you should never leave it unattended. Grand Forks police say they have recovered a stolen pickup suspected of damaging other vehicles. Officers didn't give us an exact time frame as to when the crash happened, but said it happened sometime overnight in the 1900 block of First Avenue North. Police say a driver hit one vehicle, pushing that vehicle into another vehicle. No arrests have been made. We have an update on a story we first told you about last night. Several patients and former employees are coming forward after a Valley News Live whistleblower story. A man reached out to us saying he paid $15,000 for a Fargo dentist to fix his teeth. When he came back for his final appointment, he says his doctor and all of the staff were gone. We're learning tonight he's not the only one. Valley News Team's Courtney Lockie explains.
Lisa, at least 5 patients and 2 former employees with Fargo-Moorhead Dental and Denter reached out to me with similar stories. None of them wanted to go on camera because they say they're working with attorneys. They say this is something that's been going on for years and they want to warn others. I talked with one woman who was an office manager for years. She says she recently resigned because of the patient abandonment and billing issues. Before it was Fargo-Moorhead Dental, it was All Care Dental and Denters. All Care abruptly closed their doors in 2011. Many of the patients reaching out say they were left with unfinished treatment and no way to get their money back. In 2015, they reopened under Fargo-Moorhead Dental at the same location. Years later, and the story is the same for our whistleblower and many others. Kevin Schiffner spent 6 months working with his dentist to get permanent dentures. When he showed up for his final appointment, his doctor was gone. Employees tell us he and his staff were fired with no chance to give patients a 30-day notice. FM Dental wouldn't tell us why or where their staff went, only saying they've hired on new. We did some digging and learned Schiffner's doctor and staff will be opening in a new location. Meanwhile, several patients say they're still out thousands of dollars and care. The North Dakota Dental Board is investigating these claims, so if you're in a similar situation, you should contact them. Lisa?
Thank you, Courtney. And if you want more information on where you can go for help, just use your VNL News app and click on this story. British drug maker AstraZeneca says its coronavirus vaccine appears to offer only limited protection against mild disease from the variant first detected in South Africa. That's based on early data from a trial. None of the more than 2,000 trial participants had been hospitalized or died. but AstraZeneca said it's not been able to accurately assess the vaccine's effectiveness against severe disease and hospitalization because it was tested on young, healthy adults. Minnesota hospitals are criticizing the state's COVID-19 vaccination distribution. The Minnesota Hospital Association said in a letter to health officials that some clinics haven't gotten vaccine doses in days. The association president says the lottery system to set up appointments is hurting patients and allocations to providers must increase. Have you signed up yet for the VNL Vaccine Tracker? It's a great way to stay on top of the latest vaccine information. Just open your phone camera and point it at the QR code on your screen right now. Then tap the link that pops up. You'll have access to national and local resources at your fingertips. A Minnesota woman has survived the Spanish flu and polio epidemics and now COVID-19. Carol Robertson is 105 years old. Earlier this week, she was able to receive the life-saving vaccine. Her family says it will ease their concerns over things they feared might put her at risk. Carol says she's just looking forward to getting back to going on her daily walks.
I walked 2 to 5 with poles, Nordic poles. I think that's why I'm still alive today. And of course there's good, clean living, tongue in cheek.
Carol and her brother were just 3 years old during the 1918 Spanish flu epidemic. The Jamestown Regional Medical Center is helping its employees who are struggling with financial issues related to COVID-19 or other family medical emergencies. The funds are being raised through community giving and an employee giving campaign. Since the fund was created a year ago, the medical center has given 6 grants to a variety of healthcare workers. So far, the support fund has raised $7,500. Employees can nominate each other to receive the grants. Ever since President Joe Biden put a halt on the Keystone XL pipeline construction, North Dakota's oil and gas leaders are worried it's a signal of what's to come for the Dakota Access Pipeline. Industry leaders say a return to transporting oil by rail would cost more and wouldn't be as safe or as reliable as it is through pipelines. They also say the Dakota Access Pipeline should stay in operation while the Army Corps of Engineers conducts further environmental review, while the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe continues to push for the oil to stop flowing until the review is complete. Experts say if minimum wage were to increase rapidly, there's a pretty good chance many big box stores will choose to invest in technology to cut costs. Economy professor Ryan Jockers says this is something that we see already happening. However, at the moment, artificial intelligence is predominantly used on the back end in places like warehouses. But he says if the cost to keep labor goes up, employers might opt to replace them with public-facing AI. Now, Jockers says machines can replace multiple people, which would significantly decrease labor costs over time. Just ahead on your news at 10, important advice for pet owners during these frigid nights. We'll run down some of the signs that your pet may be in trouble.
And that Arctic air is here to stay throughout the rest of the week. Dangerously cold wind chills are again in the forecast every morning this week. So bundle up because frostbite can occur in as little as 10 minutes. Your 7-day planner is coming up after the break.